star receivers, as Davante Adams and Michael Thomas, both still have questionable tags at this point. Our guy Michael Vick back with us. Mike, you surprised? A red-hot Aaron Rodgers and the Packers are underdogs against the Saints team, most likely without Michael Thomas?
Yes, Jenna, I'm surprised because the Green Bay Packers look like one of the hottest teams in football right now. I thought the first 2 weeks of the season they came out and took care of business. They beat a Detroit Lions team that they were supposed to beat, and they came out red hot against the Minnesota Vikings. Aaron Rodgers said it about a month ago that they was flying under the radar, and I think that's the way they like it right now. You know, not a lot of expectations, and sometimes it's easier to play football when, you know, you're the underdogs and you don't have, you know, everybody barreling down on you and expecting a lot out of you. So you can kind of coast through your schedule and, you know, you can win the football games you're supposed to win. You win the tough ones and not have a lot of pressure on you. So I think, you know, that's the way they're going about their schedule right now. It's making the game a lot easier for them. And like I said, they've taken care of their business the way they're supposed to. So, you know, I don't know why they're underdogs. The offense looks fluent. Aaron Rodgers in year 2 looks a lot better. And even if Davante Adams don't play, I think it's enough guys stepping up where, you know, they can go out and they have a chance of winning the game. The running game is you know, very effective right now, and guys are playing their part. And Aaron Rodgers isn't being asked to do everything. So I think that's going to play a major part. Like I said, they took care of their business the first 2 weeks of the season, and I think they can go into New Orleans and come out with a big win. So New Orleans Saints, they didn't look good last week. And who knows what we're going to get out of Drew. I expect them to bounce back, but who knows? I think Aaron Rodgers is in mid-season form.
Huh. See, finally, that's the Vic I know. I agree with you 100% there. I don't understand why they're the underdogs. Aaron Rodgers, I learned my lesson week 1. I'm sorry, Aaron. I went with the Vikings and I went with Cousins over Aaron Rodgers, and that was the dumbest thing. And after the game, I said to myself, throughout this year, I'm never betting against Aaron Rodgers unless they play the Seattle Seahawks, Russell Wilson, Big Ben, and the Steelers, right? Those are my teams to go to the Super Bowl, and I want that to be noted, okay? Put the date on that, Jenna. Yeah, put the date on that. But look, it's something interesting. The Saints will look better, right? Like, you know, we don't see a team struggle the way the Saints did. You know, even if Drew Brees if Father Time is catching up to him, not being able to complete a 5-yard option route or a 5-yard hitch, I don't think we'll see that. They'll shore up those leaks in the pass protection. You know, they're pros. No one prepares better than the Saints. I was there for a month. It was ridiculous seeing how they prepped and how on point they were. So I think we'll see a better team, but Aaron Rodgers is hot. Even without Davante Adams, something crucial to note here is this. Last year when Davante Adams went down with the toe, they struggled because the young receivers looked like young receivers, similar to what we're seeing in Philadelphia with Carson Wentz. He doesn't have Alshon Jeffrey. So what happens? These young receivers asked to step up, and they're playing like young receivers. They're playing bad. I don't think you're going to see that this game because these young receivers been making plays all year. So they'll be fine. Aaron Rodgers knows how to get the ball in his playmakers' hands. He knows how to spread it around. He's not Drew Brees where he's only looking for 41 and 13. So I expect Aaron Rodgers to come in here and light it up.
To your point, Brandon, 5 Packers this year already have a touchdown catch. And to answer the question, why are the Saints favored? The answer is because if Drew Brees is starting and Sean Payton is the coach, the Saints are essentially always favored in the Superdome. I think since 2008, in games that Brees started, they've been underdogs at home 3 times. I think that's the number. Might be 2, might be 3. So they are always favored at home with the Payton-Brees combo. I think, though, that streak comes to an end here pretty quickly because looking into my old crystal ball wilds, I think the 2 big storylines Monday, one are LeBron James just made his 10th NBA Finals. Congrats to him. That'll be a story Monday. The other is there's a problem in New Orleans, and the problem is the 41-year-old quarterback looks like a 41-year-old quarterback. I think the most important player in this game, Wilds, could be Zadarius Smith. the Packers' outstanding free agent acquisition from a year ago. Breeze did not look comfortable in the pocket in weeks 1 or 2. Anytime he got pressured, it was a lot of dinking and dunking, a lot of 3-step drops and out. If the Zadarius Smith can get at Drew Brees' feet, can get pressure, I don't think he's going to be able to work his progressions. We know almost assuredly Michael Thomas isn't going to play. So I'm going to echo what Michael and Brandon said. I think the Packers are better. I think the home field is overstated because there is no crowd, so it's not going to be deafening noise. And I don't think Drew Brees has looked good this year. All of those, to me, add up to a Packers upset victory over the Saints and New Orleans Wilds.
I agree. I'm going to invent a term here, Nick. It's called the pizza roll take. You ready for this? Tell me if you're buying this. Pizza roll take. And that's what Michael Vick just gave us. Pizza roll take. You got hot takes, pretty obvious to see. You got cold takes that are terrible. Then you got pizza roll takes. You put the pizza rolls in the microwave, take them out, try to give them to your kids. You're like, watch out, looks normal. They bite into it, it's 1,000 degrees. Like, it looked normal, but it's super hot once you dig into it. That's what Michael Vick just gave us. One of the great all-time quarterbacks, Drew Brees, Michael Vick just slid in. Who knows what you're going to get with Drew Brees? I'm like, ooh, that's a hot take inside there, Mike. He's got historically low air yards, and it feels like you're way more worried about him than you might be letting on.
Absolutely. I said what I said, and I meant it. I expected Drew to take care of the Raiders last week. I didn't expect him to struggle the way he struggled. And it's not just on Drew. It's a total team effort. And he did throw for over 300 yards and only 12 incomplete passes, I think, out of 36 pass attempts. But, the crucial interception, that wasn't typical Drew. That's not the Drew that we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing checking out of that play or throwing it away. Or he can move enough to get outside of the pocket and throw the ball away. So, it just didn't look right. And, after a game like that, we expect to see you come in and bounce back from a performance like that. But, like Nick just said, the Smith brothers, they are in full effect right now, and they are harassing quarterbacks, and there's no way to get away from them or get around it. Drew is going to have to play the perfect game.
And Rashawn Gary, who was a top 15 pick a couple years ago, who didn't make much of an impact early, had a sack and a half last week and is showing up to the level they hoped he would in the front seven. And the other thing for the Packers, Brandon, is the Bears are 2-0. And folks can laugh at the Bears. I had the Bears being a playoff team before the year, winning double-digit games. That was when I thought they were going to go with Foles, but they ended up going with Trubisky. But the Bears' upcoming schedule is Atlanta, Indianapolis, Tampa, Carolina. I say that to say this. It is absolutely in play. The Bears are 5-1 or 6-0. So the Packers, every game is critical. And in a year where there's only one bye for the team with the best record in the conference, all of these games take on massive importance if you're an aspiring Super Bowl contender, which the Packers obviously are. And so, listen, the Saints are going to end up evening things out. They've got a very soft next 3 games after this one. But to Mike's